Hello to you. I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shade. We are inching closer and closer to the end of this year's hurricane season. So we've got a few more days. It's time to trek the tropics, and fortunately things are looking fairly quiet out there. However, you know that it has been a busy season. 2024, the Atlantic Basin hurricane season, of course, has been above normal. As expected, of course, before the season began, we saw that the water temps were unusually warm, near record warmth, and we also knew that we were going to most likely switch from an El Nino to a La Nina pattern, and that really translates into a better shot for tropical systems, including tropical storms and hurricanes. So with just 4 days left in this year's hurricane season, things are kind of starting to wind down, but as expected, it was a super busy season with 18 named storms. Out of those, 11 became hurricanes, and out of those hurricanes, 5 became major hurricanes. Of course, the worst of the hurricanes were, of course, Beryl, which was briefly a Category 5, Helene, which was a Category 4 at one point. We had Kirk, that was up to a Category 4, Milton all the way up to a monster Category 5, and then we had Raphael, which did strengthen to a Category 3. So those were the major hurricanes, but of course, in between those, it was still fairly busy. We have 3 names that we did not use so far for this season, and they likely won't get used because the chance for any additional development before November 30th is very low. But the final 3 names will be Tony, Valerie, and William. So we've had, like I said, 18 named storms, 11 hurricanes, 5 major hurricanes. That puts us above average for our hurricane season. Typically, we'd experience about 14 named storms, 7 of those becoming hurricanes and 3 of those becoming major hurricanes. So here's the range that NOAA predicted towards the beginning of the season: 17 to 24 named storms, 8 to 13 hurricanes, and 4 to 7 major hurricanes. So we will likely wrap things up for this hurricane season right within the range in all 3 of those categories. We did have a few parts of the season where we didn't really see much action, but boy, when it started to ramp up and get going, it really got going in a hurry. So that's why it is so great to see this map saying no tropical activity expected for the next few days for the Atlantic Basin. That means that things are fairly quiet. Nothing of a tropical nature expected to pop up on us over the next few days through our Thanksgiving holiday, at least across the Atlantic Ocean, the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico. Water temperatures out there have cooled off quite a bit. They're starting to warm up a bit more in the Gulf, but we've reached that time of the year where we do have those stronger cold fronts rolling through and making it out into the Gulf of Mexico more frequently. So I'm pretty sure these water temps will once again start to cool back down as the next few fronts push into the Gulf. So right now we've got water temps in the northern Gulf, upper 70s to near 80. We've still got water temps in the low 80s for much of the northwest and western Caribbean. So water is still warm enough to support potential tropical cyclone action, but we just don't really see anything out there that looks too impressive that we're concerned about blossoming into a tropical depression, a tropical storm, or a hurricane. So we've only got about 4 days left in this hurricane season. If we were to get anything, it most likely would be somewhere in the western Caribbean, but even there, we're not really seeing anything too promising. So that is great news. It would be nice to finish where we are. The season has been busy enough, and we're hoping that things stay calm and quiet for the remainder of our hurricane season. So stick with us for the next 4 days. We'll continue to update you on what's happening out there. But as you can see, we've made it through the busiest part of our hurricane season, and we've only got a few more days to go. Once we wind down as far as November is concerned, that will be it for the hurricane season. Hurricane season ending officially on November 30th. So all is quiet now. But of course, we got a big holiday coming up. We've got Thanksgiving, we've got Black Friday shopping, we got the weekend afterwards. So let's talk about what you can expect locally for the Houston area. There's been a huge shift outside. Around yesterday at this time, I was talking about record heat in the Houston area. Temperatures not far from 90. In fact, we made it all the way up to 86 degrees at Bush Airport yesterday afternoon and Hobby Airport yesterday. That didn't set a new record, but it tied the record high temperature for yesterday. We did set a new record yesterday in Galveston, all the way up to 84 degrees, previous record 78, so several degrees above the record. So of course we had a cold front to push through yesterday evening, last night, and we are feeling the difference. Much cooler out there. Most of you with temperatures running about 10 to 20 degrees colder out there than you were at this time yesterday. So we've gone from basically t-shirt, shorts, flip-flop weather to jackets and boots for some of you, especially early this morning. It was on the chilly side. So bottom line, for the rest of your Thanksgiving week, we've got more big changes on the way for the Houston area. Record heat likely again tomorrow, and then we will have another cold front roll through early on Thanksgiving. That front will bring us very limited rain, not much rain at all, but it will usher in even cooler air for your Thanksgiving plans. If you have any outdoor plans, maybe you're going to the Houston Thanksgiving parade, maybe you're going to go out with friends, family in town and enjoy some activities across H-Town. It is going to be much cooler for Thanksgiving and even colder for your Black Friday shopping. So plan on a chill in the air. It's already here. It's going to warm up briefly tomorrow before we cool off again, but certainly cooler out there today than we were yesterday. Instead of middle 80s, we're only in the 60s right now in Houston, 68 degrees, dew points in the 40s, so dry air in place, so you don't have to worry about any rainfall for today, and wind light and variable. It was pretty breezy behind that front last night, but the wind already starting to calm down. As far as temperatures elsewhere, most spots in the upper 60s to low 70s, 65 degrees down around Galveston, upper 60s for Houston, 67 in Conroe and 64 for you in Huntsville. Over towards Sugar Land, you're close to 70, but not quite, 68. So certainly a huge difference from what we were dealing with at this time yesterday. There's the front that pushed through last night. It is now pushed out over the Gulf of Mexico and kind of stalled out. It's going to try to lift back to the north tonight as a warm front. So wind will start to pick up out of the south for tonight. That will usher in milder air for your overnight lows. Instead of lows in the 40s and 50s, we're likely only going to dip to around 59 to 60 degrees for Houston tonight. So you'll already notice the warming trend tonight, and you will really notice it for tomorrow afternoon as those temperatures once again climb all the way back to the middle 80s. We'll likely either tie or maybe even set a new record high temperature for your Wednesday afternoon. A wide view of the entire country will show you that the middle section of the country, for the most part, central southern plains, looking pretty good. Things are quiet if you're traveling up towards Omaha, Wichita, Dallas, Houston, quiet, so no travel issues here. We do, though, have reports of some heavy snow, especially just to the west of Denver for parts of the Rockies. And we've got rain and snow starting to push out of the northeast, and still some rain in the lower elevations, snow in the higher elevations for parts of central California. So those are where we do have a few travel trouble spots, but as we go into Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to add to that. In fact, our exclusive Fox model futurecast showing a ton of rain starting to set up shop right over St. Louis. This is going to be Wednesday evening around 7 p.m. This associated with the cold front that will drop into our area early Thursday, although our rain chances with the front will be much lower. So I think most of Thursday is going to be dry. Most of Wednesday will be dry, but there will be a low 10% chance for a brief shower as this front rolls through around 6-7 a.m. Thursday morning. Notice, though, heavy rain building with this front and that area of low pressure up around Philadelphia, D.C., New York City. This is going to be Thursday morning into Thursday afternoon, maybe impacting the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, other festivities going on across the East Coast. Notice there's a big swath of rain with this front all up and down the I-95 corridor for eastern sections of the U.S. from the mid-Atlantic to the northeast. So definitely messy travel potentially and some major delays possible for D.C., for New York City, and also for Philadelphia. Let's see where we are now with our airport delays. And as we check out the national radar, national airport delays, we are looking pretty good. I see a ton of green on this map, and green is good. That means either minor delays or no delays. So right now things are looking great. However, if you plan to travel on the day of Thanksgiving to New York City, to Philadelphia, to D.C., or if you have family coming in from these locations, we could definitely have some pretty big delays. In fact, New York City for Thanksgiving morning, Thanksgiving afternoon, expecting a 100% chance for rain, with rain totals maybe up to around an inch. It's going to be kind of miserable out there. Temps hanging out in the 40s, a little breezy at times, with periods of rain as an area of low pressure rolls right over NYC. Philadelphia, DC, 90% chance for rain, with those temps hovering in the low to middle 50s, cloudy skies, and once again a little breezy. So that definitely means that some delays are possible. The likelihood of delays in these cities increasing if you're going to be traveling on Thanksgiving Day. Maybe you're hanging out in Houston for Thanksgiving Day. Of course, we got a big Thanksgiving parade in town starting around 9 a.m. downtown Houston. Low 60s for that, cloudy, only about a 5% shot for rain lingering by 9 a.m. Most of that rain, if we get any, should be gone. There's only a 10% chance early Thanksgiving morning. 10 a.m. 63, 11 a.m. 63, so certainly much cooler, breezy behind that front that will push through early Thursday morning, but no major rain issues for us here in H-Town. For the rest of your Thanksgiving holiday, temperatures really aren't going to move much. We're going to start off in the low to mid 60s, and we're going to end up in the mid 60s for the afternoon. 65 by 2 p.m., mostly cloudy, and still partly to mostly cloudy by 7 o'clock for your Thanksgiving night. Hopefully you're enjoying maybe a great meal with friends, family. Temperatures dipping to the upper 50s by Thursday evening around 7 p.m. As far as travel locally, maybe you're flying out of Bush Airport, Hobby Airport over the next few days. Really through the first part of the weekend, rain chances are extremely limited. I will keep a 10% shot for drizzle, a brief light rain shower in the forecast for Wednesday. For Thanksgiving Day, no rain expected for Black Friday. And if you're flying out of Houston for Saturday, once again, rain chances staying very, very low. So that is a good thing. But remember I mentioned earlier, the big chill coming. You will notice it on Thanksgiving Day, but it gets even colder for your Black Friday shopping. In fact, if you're heading out early to try to catch some of those early bird deals, 7 a.m., 45 degrees. So dress in layers for Friday morning. Mostly cloudy by then, more sunshine expected by late morning on Friday, 54 by 11 a.m., low 60s by 3 p.m. for your Friday afternoon. So Friday morning for Houston, temperatures likely starting off in the middle 40s, but I'm still thinking that we're going to have some 30s sprinkled in the area, especially north and northwest of Houston. This is for Friday morning. Huntsville likely starting off in the upper 30s, College Station 38, Brenham 39, and Livingston 39 as well. What about the week after our Thanksgiving holiday week, the first week of December? Well, we're still trending colder. The blue means there is a higher shot for temperatures to be below normal for this time of the year for the first week of December, right around December 2nd through December 5th at 6th. It is going to be a little chillier than average, most likely. Average high temp for this time of the year around 69, 70 degrees, so we'll likely be in the 60s for much of the first week of December, with those overnight lows potentially in the 30s and 40s. But you know what I've been saying? It's about time. We've had a ton of super warm weather. We've set new record highs, so it's about time it starts to feel more like late November, early December, and feel more like the holiday season. Well, that will do it for your weather update. I hope you're enjoying your holiday season. Make sure that you get prepared for the chill, the colder air will start to push back in for Thanksgiving Day and for Friday as well. Once again, I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shade. Enjoy the rest of your day.